Hello everyone and welcome back to day 4 of Mega Swampert. Now, we've been doing pretty well since we got those initial losses. We now have a 66 win percent rather than the 50% we were at before. And yesterday with the 4 battles, I believe we went 3-1. We won both in English and we went 1-1 in Spanish. And now we're up against a Japanese player with a Mega Galad or Mega Charizard team. So this is a very interesting team. He's not very high rated, but he's using some very nice Pokemon. Liepard is a Pokemon I really like. And one which I will probably be experimenting with in the future. Now, just writing down my opponent's team. Liepard, that's Charizard, and okay, so once again Swampert looks like a star here, although that Milotic looks very troublesome, and Liepard can encore our Rain Dance, which could pose a problem. Now, not too worried about Sylveon. My biggest worry is Milotic. So I definitely want to bring it down. Especially if it's a Maranga Berry Milotic. Probably gonna have quite a few issues with that. And it actually pretty much prevents me from bringing Landorus, I think. Because giving it a boost and under the rain. But Landorus does pretty well against the rest. And Volcarona isn't like the super great answer to it either. Actually, I think Virizion is an okay choice here. Yeah. Gonna go with Virizion. Because perhaps I can even taunt Milotic so it doesn't recover. I can taunt Liepard to stop it from being annoying. But it'll be interesting to see what my opponent chooses here. Definitely think he will bring Milotic and probably lead with it. I think that's... yeah, there's Milotic and Liepard. So 2 very problematic Pokemon here. Now, I'm not sure if I want to set up the rain because of the Scalds. So I'm gonna Mega Evolve an Earthquake and I'm gonna go for a Thunderbolt on Milotic, even though I expect Liepard to fake out Thunders. It doesn't have Protect, so I can't stop that, but my opponent might think I will try to protect or something. I'm also not protecting because I don't want Liepard using Encore on my own Salamence, on my own Swampert, sorry, not Salamence. There's the Earthquake, which will do a nice amount to both Pokemon, I reckon. Liepard has a red card, oh no, eject button, okay. So his fake out is reset and we are no longer at risk of getting Encored, which is great. There's Charizard and Milotic went straight for the Ice Beam, which is fine since we're calm, we have the Citrus Berry, we didn't get frozen. So we're in a very good position now because even if Charizard sets up the rain, I mean the sun, I am going to Rain Dance now and I'm going to go for another Earthquake. Since Charizard won't really threaten me at all here. I could have gotten rid of the Charizard right now, but I'm more preoccupied on getting rid of Milotic here. Hopefully Milotic doesn't protect. I don't think it will, yeah it doesn't, because he's not too threatened. But now with the rain, I can easily, yeah, Charizard. So not many people, as we've seen, expect Thunders to be carrying the rain. And I wonder if this is Citrus Berry Milotic then. No, it goes for a Mirror Coat. Okay, so that was a perfect turn. Here, Charizard is stuck. So I'm gonna Waterfall and I'm gonna Thunderbolt the Milotic slot. If Gallet comes in, I mean Liepard comes in, then it's going to be taken down. And my opponent doesn't switch, so we're gonna take a double KO here, which is fantastic. There's no way that Charizard would survive a Waterfall in the rain. And there's a Thunderbolt, which takes down Milotic. Perfect. And Liepard is already down in health. Even if it's carrying a Focus Sash, it won't work anymore. We aren't really at risk of getting anchored into something useless. And there's Gallet. Okay. So Swampert is faster. And I just used Waterfall. So I'm gonna go with Waterfall on Gallet. And I'm gonna Thunderbolt Liepard. That's pretty safe. Gallet might be carrying Leaf Blade. Okay, yeah, there's the forfeit. Even if it was carrying Leaf Blade, it was 4-2 at that point. If he faked out and Leaf Blade the Swamperts, Liepard was going down and it was gonna be a 3-against-2 match with Thunder Wave on Gallet, I mean on Thunders to slow it down, and odds were pretty much in our favor to win that one. So quick battle, yeah, but pretty dominant on our sides, and we were able to deal with that Milotic pretty well. Like I said, the biggest issue for this team is Marangaberry Milotic. That's what gave me the most issues, and wow, we're up against a not even a 1300 Japanese player, so Shedinja, okay. Well, this will be pretty fun, I guess. Raichu, Roserade, which I've never seen in VGC, Gyarados, Umbreon, which could actually be an issue here, Shedinja, so we have to be very careful with that, and Slow King. So Mega Gyarados, which wasn't seen pretty much at all last season, and I really like Volcarona here because it deals nicely with Mega Gyarados, with Bug Buzz, it deals nicely with Roserade, it deals nicely with Umbreon, it can counter Shedinja, and it can deal a lot of damage to Slowking. I'm very tempted to deal with it. Thunders and the Rain might not be ideal here, although Thunders, yeah, for Shedinja. And Aegislash definitely. So I definitely want all Pokemon to be able to deal damage to Shedinja. I don't want to be in a situation where I can't KO it. Gyarados, I mean Landorus. Landorus Virizion seems like a pretty good lead here actually. Although Gyarados with Intimidate, with its Intimidate. I'm gonna lead Landorus Aegislash with Thundurus and Volcarona in the back. I'm not gonna bring Swampert in this battle because it doesn't really do too much. I mean, it can Earthquake everything. Well, it can Earthquake everything actually. But I said I wanted Volcarona. Kind of want yeah, I'm gonna go with Volcarona. My gut is telling me not to bring Swampert here. Hopefully it won't be a mistake. This is a 1300 rated player, so it'll be pretty embarrassing if I lose this battle. But the weird Pokemon choices from my opponent definitely didn't make it easy for me to choose mine. So there's Slowking and Roserade against our Landorus and Aegislash. So right off the bat, we are pretty threatening here. Although Roserade will probably be faster, and we'll try to Sleep Powder perhaps. I could Rock Slide or Knock Off. I'm inclined to Knock Off Slowking. No. Feels like Roserade is a bigger threat here. So I'm gonna Rock Slide. I'm gonna try to set up a substitute here. Hopefully, okay, there's a Giga Drain. So no threat of Sleep Powder. Let's see what Slowking does here. Perhaps Trick Room? There's my substitute, so Slowking is slower than Aegislash unless it went for Trick Room. We won't know because we got the flinch, which is nice. Roserade heals with Black Sludge, so my first guess would have been Focus Sash because Roserade is pretty frail, but as we can see, that's not the case. Now I'm gonna go for the knockoff on Slowking, and I really don't think my opponent will have Protect on his Pokemon. So just gonna go for a Shadow Ball on Roserade. There's a Lodge Bump, which isn't even super effective. So yeah, this is not the most competitive game, I guess. Slowking isn't KO'd though. And it's holding a weakness policy. Okay. So that's interesting. Hopefully Roserade will go down to this Shadow Ball, because I'm now scared of what Slowking will do with that +2 boost. It doesn't go down. Get the special defense drop, which will be pretty relevant, and Slowking goes for a Shadow Ball, so we're still fine here. Gonna Earthquake and King Shield next turn, because Roserade clearly doesn't have a good way to hit Landorus, and an Earthquake will take both of my opponent's Pokemon without the chance of missing, whereas Rock Slide could potentially miss either one. Yep, there's the King Shield. We'll see what Roserade does here. It might want to go after Aegislash, it being in attacking form. Yeah, it went for the Giga Drain. Not very effective still, and the Earthquake takes both down. So, not really expecting this to be a much longer battle, but since I have other things to do, I won't be playing another battle after this one. Now let's see what my opponent does here. I'm guessing Gyarados and Raichu are in the back, or possibly Shedinja, but thankfully we're not worried at all about Shedinja. There's Raichu and there's Gyarados. Yep. 3 and 4. My opponent hasn't shown Protect. Gonna switch out Landorus to reset that Intimidate, just in case I need it in the future. I'm gonna switch in Thundurus, and I'm actually gonna go after Raichu this time with a Shadow Ball. A Crunch probably won't KO. Aegislash. There's the Mega Evolution. So, still in a pretty good spot, I reckon. There's a Mega Evolution. With Mold Breaker, if he Earthquakes, he's gonna have a rough time. He goes for the Fake Out on Thundurus, so this is looking a bit more competitive this time around. He went after Landorus, which is pretty good for him, I guess. And Thundurus isn't really doing much here. So I'm gonna sack it next turn. Or hope it gets KO'd. There's a Shadow Ball. Another Shadow Ball will take care of Raichu, despite it holding a Citrus Berry. So my opponent has healing items on the non-bulky Pokemon, such as Raichu and Roserade, and he had the weakness policy on Slowking, which was clever, I guess. Now, there's no point in going for Thunderbolt or Thunder Wave because it will power up Raichu. No point in Rain Dance to power up Gyarados, so I'm gonna go for a Hidden Power Flying on Gyarados, and I'm gonna safely King Shield the Aegislash. Now, the Waterfall on Volcarona is still a threat, but as long as Gyarados doesn't Thunder Wave, we're pretty good. I mean, Gyarados doesn't Dragon Dance, we'll be pretty safe. Okay, Thundurus flinches, which is a bit unfortunate, but it's not completely completely unexpected. I'm just gonna do the same move, hidden power flying, to get a little bit of damage perhaps, and I'm gonna Shadow Ball Raichu once again, because that way I'll be able to take it out, and it'll be a 3-on-1 hopefully. I don't think Crunch will take us out, and he's using Waterfall, so perhaps he doesn't even have Crunch. He might have Earthquake to make the best use of that Mold Breaker. But since he's not running Protect, presumably, I would expect him to have something like Waterfall, Crunch, Earthquake, and something else. Now, Gyarados resists both of Aegislash's attacks. So first, I'm gonna bring in Landorus to Intimidate, and I'm gonna switch Aegislash for Volcarona here. Because especially at -1, I don't think it'll even be able to get a KO on Landorus, and Volcarona with the Bug Buzz will deal a lot of damage to that Gyarados. So despite this not being the super competitive battle, I still want to make all the right moves so that I'm not surprised by anything in the future, or any weird moves my opponent does. Landorus is actually knocked out, so that's a bit unfortunate. Could have set up a substitute with Aegislash that previous turn, but I don't think that's necessary. It's 2-on-1. That Gyarados is still at full health. I guess I'm gonna substitute just because I might have to rely on King Shield at some point. And do I Quiver Dance here? Or just Bug Buzz? I think I'm gonna go for a Bug Buzz. Because I'm not faster, and Gyarados goes for Earthquake actually. Still doesn't do a lot of damage, which is great. If he goes for a Waterfall, there's Flame Body and the Rocky Helmet we're carrying. And seeing that damage from Bug Buzz, any attack from Aegislash plus the Rocky Helmet damage should be enough to take it out, and he's pretty much forced to go after Volcarona with a Waterfall, because you saw how much Earthquake did. It didn't do much. So with that Protect, there we go. I buy myself another turn of extra damage from Aegislash, as it's safely behind the substitutes. This is just making the safest place possible in order for me to maximize the damage I can potentially deal to Gyarados, because imagine that was not enough for the Rocky Helmets and he got the KO on Volcarona. I'd be in a bit of trouble then. But now seeing that damage, I can safely Shadow Ball and Bug Buzz here, and we should be fine. Especially with that Rocky Helmet damage, that will mean we're golden here. Yep, Rocky Helmet is enough to get the KO on Gyarados as expected. Volcarona even survived, so as long as it didn't flinch, the Bug Buzz would have ended the battle. And yeah, another win, so that's pretty great. I'm very happy with how I'm using this team a lot better than since Monday, I guess. And that will be all for today. Thank you very much for watching. Don't forget to like the video if you're liking the series, if you're enjoying the videos. I want to be honest, the Spanish videos are getting a lot more attention than the English videos. So share these with your friends. Try to show other people and help me support this series, because otherwise I might consider focusing more on making videos in Spanish for VGC, and English for TCG is something I'm considering right now. And yeah, help me with those likes, guys. Show me the support from the English people. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you tomorrow. Bye bye.